What many of you don't know is I used to raise chickens. You know, I hated cleaning the chicken coop, but I did like the eggs. But a lot of people want to raise chickens. They want to have them in their yard. And Dennis Mudge, our livestock and natural resources agent, is here with these friend Rex, a dog, isn't it?
No, this is a chicken, female.
There you go. Now, that's a particular one. I used to call them Plymouth Rock, but I think you have another
This
name.
is the barred rock.
Yeah, I guess they've changed over
Yeah, the
time. We used to
name's
have
a
Rhode
little-
Island Reds,
Yeah, they still
Leghorns.
do.
Do they still have Leghorns? Do they really? Leghorns were egg manufacturing factories.
That's right.
Yeah. And for people who need to know, that is a hen. How do you know the hens from the roosters?
Well, you can tell by the combs sometimes, if you know what a male looks like. They have bigger combs than the females. And also their spurs on the males, on their ankles. And so they look a little bit different. It's just like seeing the difference between a man and a woman once you get used to it.
Yeah, oh yeah, you can see it. The comb, I think, is the big thing for me.
Yes.
That's for sure. When they're little chicks, you really can't tell. I can't, but there are people that can, and I have no idea
That's
how
a
to do it.
special skill.
Evidently, must be. Now, here's my big question for you. Can you housebreak a chicken?
I know people that have done it.
Have you?
But chickens do better around other chickens because then they know they're a chicken.
Okay. Why all the interest in chickens all of a
Well,
sudden?
you know, everybody now wants to grow their own food and be sure it's safe. You know what goes into those eggs because you're feeding those chickens. You think, wow, wouldn't that be great? And Tom, this is a countrywide craze. I got a survey from Chicago saying we've got chickens in the city of Chicago. Do you have them in Orlando? It's just amazing to me, this widespread backyard chickens, people who are raising their own eggs and want to do that in a great way.
Yeah. Now, I've seen advertisements even for chicken kind of small coops that you move around your yard and things like that.
Free-range chickens, we call them, to move them around.
You move the thing around.
Can you imagine? Most, of course, are rural settings,
Yeah.
but if you're in an urban setting, you can't just let chickens loose in the city. You have to keep them in a pen as a pet.
Yeah, I don't know. But can you do that in most cities now? Or?
Well, that's what's happening across the country.
Is it
We're
really?
seeing these chickens everywhere, and everybody has to be careful to be clean about it and do a good job of raising them and understand. You got to learn a little bit. You just don't jump into raising chickens and know nothing about them. They're not like people. But if you study up, sure, you can have a chicken, and many of our urban settings now are allowing people to have them as pets.
Some of them make better family members than some that I know. But anyway, now, what am I going to need, actually, if I'm going to raise chickens? A lot of people don't know this. They think they just turn the chickens out and away they go. But
Yeah, that's right. You're just not going to just let them fend for themselves. You're going to have to know how to feed them and to make sure they always have water before them and an appropriate pen to stay in and a place to have a nest if they're going to roost and have a nest. There's some details like that. But, you know, we can get a publication for you, or you can look online with us and find out how that is, and you can study. But the best thing is to have a friend who has some chickens and learn from them.
yeah. Now, Dennis, is it a misconception that you're actually going to save money by raising chickens like that? It seemed like when I was a kid, my dad went through and he spent more money on food than the eggs we got.
It's changed a little bit just recently, Tom. People that are raising eggs at home, people want to buy those eggs.
Oh,
They'll
really?
pay way more than what you get in a grocery store.
Really?
You can show them exactly what's going into the eggs,
Yeah.
and people are interested. So they're actually making not a lot of money, but you're able to make a little profit off having a few birds.
How about that? I wouldn't have thought that. We used to sell them to, believe it or not, to the food store. There was a time in Maryland when you could sell the eggs to the stores like that. Now, here's another question people ask me. Now, do you have to have a rooster in order to get eggs?
That's an important question, because the rooster has nothing to do with the eggs.
Yeah.
They only fertilize the egg, and you don't want fertilized eggs if you're going to eat them. So no, in fact, the rooster is noisy. He's crowing and the problems that go with him. You're better off if you just have a couple hens and don't bring a rooster in. That's only if you want to be selling fertilized eggs for hatching out chicks.
Yeah. Now, I heard some communities have the rule that you can have the hens, but you can't have the rooster.
Right, because of the crowing.
Yeah. I kind of like to wake up to a rooster in the morning, don't you? You old farm boy.
Reminds me of home, yeah.
Yeah. Now, suppose we need more information, want to find out. I'm sure I didn't ask all the important questions, but what do we do?
Yeah, come and see me at the extension office or give me a call, and we'll be glad to help you out as much as we can, or we'll put you in contact with a local chicken farmer, maybe in your backyard.
Dennis, thank you for bringing the chicken. This has been great. I appreciate it. And if you need more information, you can get a hold of Dennis and the Friendly Chicken. How's that sound?